But yeah, going to a wedding, especially when it's not like, especially if you don't normally go to a church either.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily put on a nice white button up and undershirt, tuck it into your nice pants, and then you polish up your black shoes that sit in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I did. That's how
You're
it
like
was
big
for
day
me.
ahead.
Yeah, big day. Let's get out the old white shirt and stuff. Almost busted out a tie, but
Didn't have one.
no, there's one over there.
No, you just didn't feel it.
Just
Is it a
didn't-
real tie?
Yeah, I can tie one. Surprisingly, used to never thought I'd be able to tie a tie.
I used to be able to tie a tie in about, I could probably do it in 5 seconds. I don't know what it was called. It was like your most basic
Yeah.
tie, but I could straight do that shit so fast. It was easy. I can't remember how to do it right now. It's probably been 3 years since I've had to put the tie on, and I did that shit fucking daily for forever. So
Cause you're at the
I worked at a
Mexican
restaurant.
restaurant.
Dude, I'd be walking in the back, putting my button up, hit the door. By the time my top button was done, and then push the doors open, swing that tie around, and fucking like grab a thing and walk in before I never even stop walking. Just like,
That's
I learned
crazy.
to do it like a Mexican. Just fucking, you don't stop walking, you just do as you
That's
go.
an insane skill set built on a tie like that. You could work an office job and be late.
Exactly. Like I was already, I was at a minimum wage, got real good at tying a tie, and
Yep.
that's
Figured
why.
I needed an office job.
Yeah, my next office job, I could just get there as late as I want. I would never have to worry about the tie.
The tie could always be last. It's always nothing that bothers you at all. Just walking through the glass doors, halfway done with the tie. Right?
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I tied it perfect every time.
You ever somebody come up and fix it for you? Like, hey, let me fix this shit job you just did on this tie.
Yeah, that's probably that's probably happened. I'm sure. I can think of at least 1 or 2 people that would have been the ones to do it. That I feel like things like that were done. A lot of tugging of the string behind you to get your apron undone too.
Hey.
Yeah, practical jokes. I would take a fajita pan. I'd go, take this fajita pan when they didn't have gloves, and they just grab it.
Holy shit.
Teach them to untie my apron again.
Would you say that's one of like a more of a Hispanic type thing when you're in a restaurant? It's just more like a playful mood? Because I feel like when I'm around Hispanic people, like their comedy and stuff like that is just more playful than like your average white dude who would take offense to something.
Right. No, absolutely. There were, especially when you're not a real citizen, you're pretty relaxed on the way you act because you already don't go out in the normal society too much. Enough to get noticed, at least it seemed that way.
Hanging out, laying low.
Yeah, for the most part, really, that's what a lot of them really did. You'd see them at Walmart and stuff, but I mean, they didn't you didn't fucking run into them at the insurance place or at the post office. That's for damn sure.
I wish I would have worked a restaurant job just because I feel like it would have been, I mean, I still totally could, but I feel like it would have been better if I had that 15, 16-year-old experience where I'm just in an environment where it's kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
It gave me a little bit of a better, maybe, perspective in chaotic situations. But
you're right. You're absolutely right.
That Saudi job did pretty well in most cases on fixing me being quick on shit.
Yeah, just especially large groups.
Get the fuck out of the way! Something fall from the ceiling.
Yeah. There's a weird mentality when you get used to working in a large group like that, working together with people, especially when there's such a language barrier like there was. When we worked in Saudi.
Yeah.
What we do there?
You're asking me like you didn't do the shit.
Well, for folks listening, they're like, "What is Saudi? That sounds fucking gross."
That's just me being. Saudi Daisy is a little town that's. You guys are probably familiar with Memphis, Tennessee. It's the opposite direction, more to the east side, but not too far. You're still kind of in the middle, but middle of fuck nowhere, to be absolutely honest. Because it's like a small town.
It's like
crystals.
southern central, not central, but middle of Tennessee.
And the whole area is super weird to me. Anytime there's like a large city, the surrounding cities always like you're still like you're Atlanta, but you call yourself this, but you're still kind of technically Atlanta. But
yeah.
I don't know, stuff like that. Just because I live in the country.
Oh yeah, we count people from. You're from Kennesaw. That's Atlanta. That's Atlanta, man.
Saudi Daisy, we an entire factory caught on fire. It was
it was called Forterra. It was like a metal. It's not like a regular old.
They made big ass rings.
Yeah, they made what seemed to be railroad tracks and all kinds of different. shit sort of like that. I have no clue. I didn't know
all
anything
heavy
about
industrial shit.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about metal, industrial, any of that shit before at the time. So I realize now that those seem to be like, we have like giant brakes at my work. It's used to cut really thick metal. Ours is like, it's pretty big. I mean, it's like probably 15 feet tall, 12 feet across blade. Ones we saw there before I had ever seen a smaller one, that's the biggest metal cut or break or whatever I've ever seen in my life. That motherfucker was 30 feet tall.
Those were huge, man.
They were used for very large scale metal pieces or whatever they were doing. But it caught fire, lots of oil, so the entire metal building was just...
Shit ton of oil, shit ton of water mixed in with stuff it wasn't supposed to. And me, Gage, and this kid named Dakota that we would sometimes smoke with on the way to work. We meet him in a parking lot.
We meet him in a parking lot.
And we smoke a blunt, and then we go to work.
Yeah, or hit a dab.
Or hit a dab and go to work, which is... People were freaked out. People were like, you did a dab and drove? It's
like, sometimes we did it after we got there in the truck off the pen. Just...
But we get there, like...
let's get it.
It was like 2/3 of the time we were... I want to say 2/3 of the time were equally shared by picking up insulation.
Burnt insulation that was being scraped off the ceiling.
It had to, absolutely every bit of it had to come down. Absolutely every fucking bit.
Some of the ceilings had to have been 100, maybe, if not 100, I'm not being super exaggerative. If that's a word. I'm not exaggerating too much. That it was close to 100 in some places. It was very, very high. It was a large building.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
It was a goddamn airplane hangar is what it was.
And after they got all that stuff down, they had to hit it with dry ice, which we did a little bit of, but it wasn't like our huge main job. Our huge main job was shoveling this metal concrete type shit.
I don't know what it was. Was it lead?
It was like lead.
I think it was lead.
But when it got with water, it was
sludgy.
Basically fucking concrete. Not when it fucking hardened.
At the bottom.
It was basically concrete, and they told us that if we didn't get it out in time, the machine would be fucking ruined. And we didn't get it all out. We got like...
Well, every time we'd really get it going, it's like it'd fill back up.
We got like 98% of it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not like we didn't put a dent in it. I mean, we basically cleaned it.
There was so much shoveling. And they made us make a pulley system where we had to run a bucket down from a rail that was maybe 8 foot.
It's in a pit under the machine that's about 4 feet high.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 in some places. No higher, though. Wrap the rope around the rail and go down.
You'd have one dude who was down in the hole shoveling, put it in the bucket. One dude was pulling it up, and then you were handing it off to another dude who was putting it into a wheelbarrow, and that dude was running it off and putting it into a waste container. And we did that for like 6 fucking hours. For at least 3/4 of the time we were there, straight up. At least 3/4 of the time, that's what we fucking did.
I only remember that as like 20% of the time.
No, that was the whole.
I guess because that was one of the worst.
You got
things.
to shovel ice a lot.
Yeah, they get some dry ice in that dry ice machine.
Because you spoke English that you could be on the ground and was so fucked up, be like, I got this. I know exactly what the fuck.
Yeah, that's why they figured out the machine.
They eventually figured out I was good at that too, but took a little bit. But shout out Kathy real quick. She let me sit down and chill when my hip was fucked up. She let me just watch the workers. She's like, I'm gonna get some water. You manage. I was like, all right, cool.
I love to hear that.
No salary change, but I get to sit down.
Right. Yeah, man. That was better than another $1 an hour, probably.
As long as you worked your ass off up there, the bosses were always fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, as most places, probably. And I guess, since this is not supposed to be intended as offensive whatsoever, our brown brothers of any Latino or South American, Middle American ancestry are hard workers.
Holy shit, dude, yeah. Especially...
No matter the age or sex of them.
Not even
the old
that.
60-year-old women are getting it. They don't give a fuck. They gotta work.
The stories that I was hearing were pretty crazy, because, like, now you're reading about it, and Venezuela's completely fucked, and we had, like... There was, like, 8 or 9 that were from Venezuela. You had Javier and his kid that were there, and then his kid was, like, 15, working the same job we were doing, but they had to get the money to send back.
Right.
Because how fucked up Venezuela is. Then we had the dudes from we had some from Puerto Rico, and then we had some from El Salvador. That remember the dude with the goatee? he wouldn't speak English.
Wait,
he
big
wouldn't
guy?
speak at all. Yeah, he wouldn't
Big
speak
guy.
at all. He would
Yeah,
just
yeah.
look at you like he would make like a funny face.
Yeah.
And
Wait, dude's dad? No,
that's
no,
Javier.
different guy. Never
I'm
mind.
talking about he's bald and
Uh-huh.
he had the goatee and I don't know. I don't remember his name. He would just look at people funny and not talk in any language at all. And then you had the doctor from
I remember
Venezuela.
him. I remember that guy.
Dude, the doctor from Venezuela having to come to America to work in a factory
Disaster
to
cleanup. That's literally the
clean
name
it.
of the.
Yeah, it
of
was
the occupation.
disaster. It was disaster cleanup, and the dude was coming from another country. His country is in a disaster, but he's having to come here because there's no occupational job, there's no medicine or anything like that. In
There's
Venezuela,
no established
which
place
is
that you can go to practice
literally
medicine.
insane, dude. That you've got a degree, a high degree. You've worked your ass off for a number of years, and you've got what would seem like a job that would always require you to be in a position to work because you're a doctor. You heal people. People get fucked up all the fucking time. But because your country is fucked and messed up the whole thing with medicine and their economy and everything, your job is so much less important. Which is, I can't imagine because I live in a place that's so, for the most part, stable. Even though we hear such crazy shit, it's still for the common person. It's you can get by and you're not faced with extreme poverty.
Oh, absolutely.
And war conditions, and I can go outside and I can be okay. I don't make the most or anything like that, but I can enjoy a nice community where I don't have to worry about the government or a organization or something like that coming in and fucking killing me or taking shit from me. At least not yet.
We're incredibly privileged.
Dude, yes. And we're seeing a lot of these countries that are absolutely like.
It's hard to even imagine. It's weird because I'm sure it's very, very hard for anybody else in a third world country to imagine living here, because some of them haven't even seen what it's like here in other places. They hear stories, I'm sure, but they don't have a lot of people. They don't have a television to see what it's. They don't get to watch reality television from America.
They get old clothes from us, like 2000s Nike clothes. Like you'll see videos where they're wearing like vintage shit that like kids here.
Oh yeah, we talked
kids
about
here
that.
would like pay out the ass for, and like they're just wearing them because it's the only thing that got sent to their country, and they haven't got a restock in that particular product in so long. It's what they're still on, which is insane. Speaking of, dude, Paul showed me some David Blaine videos.
Yeah.
And one of the things he did, he went to Liberia to learn one of his tricks. And one of the guys there, if the trick was the frog thing, where he could spit up frogs. They did it for Dave Chappelle and Have you not seen the video?
It's a new show he's on, right?
I'm going to pull it up because we have the power of internet. We have the power of internet. Finally. We'll probably have some cool guests on here now once I get that figured out. But yeah, man, he went to Liberia to learn this particular skill of holding water in your stomach and hold up to a gallon.
And keeping.
And then what he was thinking, he
frogs.
added on to it with let's put frogs in it. Let's make this a.
That's how they do the goldfish stuff.
But what the guy was doing in Liberia, since there's not a lot of water, he was a particular person would store water in their stomach, and when somebody was thirsty, they would regurgitate the water for them to drink. And there'd be a particular person in the village that would hold water in their stomach for a certain section of people, and you'd have so many people doing this for their families.
Wow.
And David Blaine went there and learned the trick. But it's a survival method in Liberia. We don't have to fucking do that here. I don't have to.
No.
I don't have to learn to hold water in my stomach to regurgitate for my family. It's not a skill I ever have to learn.
Most people from here wouldn't. If you had the skill and they were dying, they might be like, maybe. Like they still might not, because we're used to clean water and not from other people's stomachs.
This video is crazy.
It was small.
Yeah, I got it.
One that could fit right in the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to draw something.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, computer. Go all the way over.
Yeah, you're going to try to draw it.
A small creature that can fit in the palm of Drake. You don't know what Drew McNeils would be like, oh man.
Alright, he's with Dave Chappelle, Drake, fucking. There's so many celebrities right here.
To me, this looks a little bit like a frog.
I would absolutely agree.
You know, frogs are like, what do they say, the plague?
That's right. The rain frogs in Egypt.
The rain frogs.
The rain frogs in Egypt.
No.
He's just standing there.
Drake's like, please somebody take this. Just hold it, you bitch. He's about to give Chappelle his own.
Well,
He proceeds. I'll say play out. He proceeds to spit up, I think, 2 more. But he can hold fish, anything that's small and can live in the water. Get your frog, Dave.
Hold on, Steph, come here. Is my mouth empty? Look, Steph.
Yeah, Steph Curry's there.
Get your frog, son. Hold on, make sure my mouth is empty. Is my mouth?
It's fucking insane, man. That's so much dedication to your craft. That's just that's so many things. So many things.
oh well.
I don't have the need to learn that. I don't even want it as a cool party trick like that. David Blaine's up there in the party trick area.
Yeah, I feel like that's still low grade for what he's capable of.
Oh yeah, totally low grade because of how easily you can figure out like everything because it ties in. You can pretty much look that story's online. Like he told people about it because it was a good story behind it as well. So.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to know how the fuck did you
How the
figure
fuck
out
did
you
learn
can
how to
do that. It's like, well, I didn't find out I could do it. It's actually an art.
The dude's mother in Liberia didn't like him to do it because she thought it was black magic.
Really?
Yeah. Even though he was helping.
Right, helping
It was
people.
still like a skill that she thought was just.
The water in general, or did they ever do animals before he introduced that?
They never did animals because I don't think they had a reason to. It was just to hold water to
so he was
hydrate
just,
people. So
he
David
was
Blaine
like,
was like,
well, that's a good idea for
water.
or a good use to keep animals alive.
He
inside.
did on what was it? Fucking on a late night show. I forget who it was. He did he swallowed lighter fluid and water and like spit it up and was spitting lighter fluid onto a fire and keeping it going. I don't know how he was storing that. It's just it's probably the same thing. The water probably kept the oil away from the linings of his stomach or some shit, some scientific shit I don't fucking know. And he was just able to do that.
He just drinks a bunch of like vegetable oil and then throws some gas down his gullet and
That's
just.
it. That has to be it. He's just fucking spewing everywhere.
I wonder if they have to just to make sure they have to for every time he swallows a frog, he's like, I gotta put a dart or a mark on my wrist so I
gotta smoke a dart every time.
yeah, big smoke a you eat your frog, smoke a joint, and then whenever you're throwing them back up, you have your mark so you don't forget one, and then wake up with a frog trying to crawl out of your ass. I suppose I don't know.
He made his way all the way.
They probably, yeah. Like they can smell sunlight.
Might be better than the hamster.
I would prefer a small tree frog in my intestines than a hamster.
Furry little bastards. Recently, what the fuck noise was that? That's gonna be great in the edit later. Took a personality test. Do you remember those personality tests? I'm pretty positive in elementary school they made us take it in 5th grade. I don't remember what the fuck it was, but we had somebody come in explain the whole thing to us.
Like maybe guidance counselor.
I don't know who the fuck retained it. I didn't, obviously, but I retook the test, and I ended up being. Let me kind of think of the INTPT, which is introverted, thinking, and perspective instead of judgment. And the T at the end stands for turbulent, which means I like confrontation in conversation and stuff like that. And the whole thing I read was super spot on to like
it gives you like a
dude. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna let you. We're gonna take the fucking test.
All right.
You're gonna take this test. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what the fuck, because it was really interesting. I'm a logician.
Logician personality.
Yeah. INTPT. Just a little breakdown that I thought was really cool. They love patterns. Spotting discrepancies between statements could also be described as a hobby, making it a bad idea to lie to a logician. This makes it ironic that logicians' words should always be taken with a grain of salt. It's not that they are dishonest, but people with logician personality tend to share thoughts that are not fully developed, using others as a sounding board for ideas and theories in a debate against themselves rather than actual conversation partners.
I believe
That's literally fucking me, dude.
I believe that.
That's literally fucking me to a absolute tier. People who share the logician personality type aren't interested in practical day-to-day activities and maintenance. When they find an environment where their creative genius and potential can be expressed, there's no limit to the time and energy logicians will expend developing an insightful and unbiased solution.
All right.
This goes on for a couple pages.
Oh, okay.
Some of the stuff.
So they give you a lot to work with.
Yeah. They may appear to drift off in an unending daydream. The logician's thought process is unceasing, and their minds buzz with ideas from the moment they wake up. Which is literally my fucking head. This one doesn't really fit with me. I'm pretty decent with emotional compliments and emotions in general. I'm not saying I'm the absolute best, but I'm a little better than what they give a description of. Because even though I'm introverted, I was only 54% introverted, so the other 46 I was exo, so I could switch back and forth. But yeah, here it is. 50,
I see.
53, 47, 70 on the intuition, 60 on thinking, perspective instead of judgment, and I'm only slightly turbulent, but I feel like I'm more turbulent than this gives off. But if you would like to take this test, is it gonna allow me to take this? Yeah. Forget me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw.
Take test. Do you want to switch seats?
Yeah, we can switch.
And you kind of just run through this, and we can keep up the conversation. Best way to do this: don't pick the middle.
Right.
Just kind of just go through. It takes less than 12 minutes, it says, but if you kind of just read it, click, you can get through it pretty quick. Read it quick.
You have to get solace in thoughts that you ignore for years. Yeah.
I just thought it was pretty interesting how accurate it is. I'm sure it could give you a false sense.
Oh shit! I did those backwards. I'm stupid.
It's okay.
Can I redo it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
You can always redo it.
I was reading these completely backwards. Agree. Disagrees this side, not that way.
Yep. You can kind of treat this almost, if you read too deep into it, it's almost horoscope like, and you you don't want to. I don't know, like horoscopes are cool and moon phases and but I'm a huge skeptical on that stuff. I think I'm more into this because it's backed by two people that develop this test and give you actual logical scientific answers for why your brain works a certain way that it does. And since I'm a logician, I like that. It seems like it's factual. Statistics seem to add up correctly for the most part. What'd you say you were talking earlier about a test that you took for fun
in high school?
For fun in high school?
What animal are you and stuff? And I think I was a snake, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I just can't remember what it even meant.
I think snakes are also, if talking about in a good way, are a sign of wisdom. If that makes sense at all.
I'm sorry, I was reading.
You're fine. Snakes stand for wisdom.
Okay. Maybe medicine.
Because
I don't
maybe
know.
because Satan in the Bible took shape of a snake and he's very intellectual, stuff like that. So people associate wisdom with the snake because of that.
Okay. With knowledge.
Yes.
I got you.
So I don't know if that had anything to do with your thing. And this may have more than 50 questions.
That's fine.
I don't remember. I'm really excited to see what you are though, but I feel like I have a decent idea. I'm gonna write down where I think you're gonna be. If I had a fucking pen. I don't have a pen. I'll just keep it in my mind. You guys can listen to the ASMR of the clicking mouse.
Clicking, yes.
I will turn it up so you can hear it. Jacky is deep
Yeah, I'm trying
in
to...
the questions right now, trying to get through them as quickly as possible.
Disagree.
How excited are you about our clothing that I've just brought up today?
I'm very excited. I can't wait to... They're all for sale, correct?
Yeah, they're all going to be for sale.
All right.
There's going to be 30 pieces.
Are they all going to be very different? Or are they all going to be slightly the same idea?
All the shirts are going to
pretty much the
have...
same idea?
There's a template shirt around here somewhere that I got inspired by that I'm going to kind of go off of. Because a lot of the clothing I see now is inspired by hard work that hasn't been done yet. So you'll have like rips, you'll have bleach and all kinds of other stuff, which I have in my clothes from doing certain jobs.
Like they're already
like
there,
pressure
yeah.
washing, bleached jeans, fucked up shoes. It's not like I added them myself. It's like, oh fuck, I bleached these pants. God damn it, now I have bleached pants. And now you just gotta work with it then. And what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna make them. I may even fucking put on the shirts and just work at them.
That's a good idea. I've got like the pants I'm wearing now, and like the
May just go paint the side of a house because I want to do like.
And the Dickies I had that I worked in for 2 years since
Yeah.
the Forterra job we were talking about. I just cut them in the shorts recently, and you
Dude, yeah, every
roll them
one of
up
my
slightly,
pants.
and they look great.
What I'm gonna do with the shirts is get a little bit of probably regular household like wall paint, a little bit of stuff on there, and I want it. I don't want it to be permanent. A lot of this stuff because I want you to wash
Get
it.
you
I
some
want,
wood stain.
dude. Yeah, there's gonna be. I got a couple ideas buzzing. When I get the shirts, I'll probably have some final ideas, but I want it to be like if you wash the shirt, the stuff can still come off just like
Get one middle one.
if it was a shirt that you had worked in. Like I don't want it to be like a bleach shirt or whatever the fuck, and the stuff just stays in it. I want you to like it actually be like a shirt that you've owned for a long time, and then the fucking paint will come out or whatever the shit. And it's gonna be super affordable, unlike a lot of the streetwear stuff that I see, because it's streetwear.
Like it looks good, and they're like
It's-
$400 for this jacket.
And they say it's streetwear, which if it's $140 for your pants, the people on the streets honestly probably can't afford your pants. Unless, I don't know what kind of street you're on. Because a lot of those dudes are still wearing like DC shoes and Echo pants and...
Is it 2006?
Nah, man. DC coming back. DC's making a comeback. I seen him promoting with some rappers. They're trying to stay relevant. I like it. They probably still are relevant in the skateboarding community. I'm just not deep in the skateboarding community.
I didn't realize how big Ice Cream was, and I was like, that's the shit I looked at in CCS when I was like 11.
Ice Cream did a collab with Sandal Boys, which is some fucking slides I want to get because they're pretty affordable for how good the shoe looks. Check out Sandal Boys, guys. Fuck. I want their shoes. Dude, you're almost there. You're so close.
I am close now. I just noticed.
Let me get my final. Alright. I got it.
That one's
you
hard.
Can, you can
It
do some. You can
depends.
do some middles, man.
I've done like 2 so
it's
far.
It's not gonna mess you up too much. It's just best to pick a side. That one hit a little tough. I got it right. I was fucking right, dude.
Architect.
I was right. INTJT.
That's what you guessed.
Dude, yeah, that's exactly what I guessed. Promise, straight up.
How I judge.
You're pretty convincing in every area.
56% turbulent. What were you? 54.
Yeah. Odie's 83.
83. He's
Yeah.
like, fuck you and your ideas, bud.
Dude, basically, and I feel that sometimes, but like I still have like that. See, I don't get that. Those two words, assertiveness, like assertive and turbulent. I feel like those are kind of, being assertive, you would force your opinion more. I feel like, and maybe turbulent just means you challenge opinions. I don't.
Maybe turbulent.
I don't know.
Does that mean trait underpins others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions? Maybe turbulent means assertive means you are more confident in your abilities and show that off more often than turbulent. Where like maybe that means almost. I could be completely wrong here. Almost an unappreciatedness, and you notice it. You know what I mean? And where it says, I don't know. It could be completely wrong.
I feel like turbulent just means you challenge.
Okay. Let's
Like,
see.
Scroll down.
I judge a lot.
See some
Start
some
reading.
Stuff. Yeah, let's see what some of this stuff says. You're a paradox, it said.
That's when sometimes I was like, I don't know, it just depends.
It's lonely at the top and the beginning, and being one of the rarest and most strategically capable personality types, architects know this all too well. Architects form just 2% of the population. Mine's 3%, and women in this personality type are especially rare, forming just 0.8. It is often a challenge for them to find like-minded individuals who are able to keep up with their reckless, intellectualist, and just like maneuvering. People with architecture personality type are imaginative yet decisive, ambitious yet private, amazingly curious, but they do not squander their energy. How's that feel? How's that? Try on that sweater.
I will disagree with the I'm imaginative yet decisive. I'm not super decisive. I was talking about that's been thing I've been thinking about to myself this past few days is my lack of decisiveness. Sometimes.
The only thing you're different from me is you're judging and I'm perspective. Just slightly though. I'm pretty sure it was 54 to 46. But that's literally the only thing we're different on. You're in. I think you're in intuitiveness. I can't fucking speak. Is about the same as mine.
Confident in their mastery of chosen subjects.
You don't like gossip?
Dude, you are not entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your informed opinion. No one is entitled to be ignorant. Okay. I agree.
There's some that are just gonna hit. I feel like they're gonna hit straight on. There's gonna be a couple of them that are just like meh.
For example, architects are simultaneously the most starry-eyed idealists and the bitterest of cynics. I agree. All right.
You pretend to believe with effort, intelligence, consideration, nothing is impossible, while at the same time they believe that people are too lazy, short-sighted, or self-serving to actually achieve their fancy results. That sounds like you, man.
People.
It sounds like me a little bit too.
Yeah. People. All right. I agree. This isn't bad, man. I mean, it's not.
I mean, a lot of
it's going to be very. There's only 16 tops.
It's not.
So it's not going to be exact.
What I feel like it's doing, it's not necessarily telling you what to be. It's just giving you things that you can kind of bounce off of, which I guess is what people, when they look at horoscopes, they look at them for something to kind of bounce off what they already kind of know about themselves. But I feel like this goes much more into your mind and tells you a little bit more about why you act a certain way, why you react to certain situations. It goes pretty in depth. You can pay for it, and they'll go.
Like you could probably take a more in-depth test even. And
Yeah, I'm almost positive, probably. I'm a logician, you're an architect.
Cool. I like it.
If you ever have any more time, kind of just read, just like pop in, maybe read something, see if it answers a question. I've read mine a little bit.
This is cool,
I
man.
don't know. I just thought it was. There's some people.
Elon Musk,
Yeah, man.
Christopher Nolan. Who else? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Vladimir Putin, Michelle Obama. You know, I've always looked up to her.
Yeah.
Nietzsche. And Walter White. Cool. Oh yeah, I'm like Littlefinger, man. I started season 6.
Oh shit.
Littlefinger hasn't even shown this season yet, which I'm only on. And Tywin. Fuck.
And Gandalf.
I don't even like Littlefinger, and I hated Tywin.
Have you seen the part in the show that I told you about beforehand?
Katniss Everdeen. I'm sorry. Who?
The part, I don't want to ruin it. I've already told you about it.
Wait,
But
what season
the part
is
in
it?
the show, I don't remember.
I'm already.
Church exploded. Green fire.
Was it a church or was it boats?
It was church. It was a whole goddamn building.
I don't think I've seen it then. So
Alright. I already told you about it once.
maybe you did. Caitlin gave something away.
Did you sock the shit out of her?
No, I want to. Well, it kind of, you know what sucks is I put in season 6, and you know on the title screen it's showing you.
I feel like either you spoiled anything, the other person would sock the shit out of
Dude, I don't care what
like it's
she
on
knows,
that level.
but don't spoil it for me, because dude, even if I look at the front cover of the season and I can see somebody, I know they're in the season or alive or they're gonna be back.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, why wouldn't you just put a blank cover that says Game of Thrones?
Just put it and put some cool graphic.
Yeah, I'm
Put
already
like some
years
ravens.
behind.
Put some ravens flying out of the bushes or
Yeah,
shit.
something. Ravens and dragons.
That's what I was thinking initially, but I was like, nah, I don't want to be too Game of Thrones.
Well, I mean, really, as much as you think, you know, I just started watching it a few months ago, and the years leading up to this, it was such a huge thing that I thought it was dragons, and you don't even see a fucking dragon until like season 3. Then they start flying season 4 or 5. Like, it's cool though. Like, I'm glad I waited this long. I think on TV they're on season 8. I thought it was season 7. And I'm on season
They just
6.
finished 7, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Funny enough, I only watched the show at your house because, I don't know.
That one time, I did not want to start watching
it. It is cool.
I did
Stuff
not want
like
to.
that's cool if I'm like at somebody else's house, we're hanging out. You want to watch Game of Thrones? Yeah, man. Put Game of Thrones on.
Mm-hmm.
But in like my own individual time, I'm never gonna be like, hey, put Game of Thrones on.
Right. I feel
Just cause. I mean, it's a great TV show, great TV, 100%. But I don't know, man. TV is just not my cup of tea.
I like movies more than TV shows.
Despite these monitors, I don't like TV.
Well, not television. You just got the setup with for all your stuff, like podcasting.
Like the podcasting.
Oh, I was gonna say something
Yeah.
about this.
I was hoping you were saying things.
I was thinking on the way here.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast before. It might have been the Joe Rogan Experience, and he had a guest. They were talking about how he started seeing a psychiatrist. Maybe like he was like, yeah, I've been going for like 10 years. And he's like, what? I can't remember who the guest was, but Joe was like, you've been going. He's like, I've known you forever, man. I did not know you go to see a psychiatrist. He's like, yeah, at least once a week for the last 10 years. He's like, I think every adult should at least see a psychiatrist by the time they're
Dude, I think about
20.
that a lot. I think about like a sociologist or
just not even for like, you don't even have to have normal
somebody
problems,
needs
just
to
for.
look at me and listen for a second.
I mean, some people have. I'd hate to go to one and feel like they're just poking holes in my personality, saying, "Oh, this happened when you were young, so this is probably why you're." I say one thing about being depressed, and you're like, "Oh, that's probably because you were blah blah blah," and like, I don't know if it's like that. I've never been to one, but I'm afraid that it would make me feel like, what's it called, a hypochondriac who thinks they're sick and stuff all the time.
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
that what that is?
Mhm.
Okay, I feel like I'd be like that after one session.
I think you're so fucked
Yeah,
up.
he'd be like, I think next time we'll talk about how you get a little bit more sad than what is probably normal. And I'd be like, what do you mean this time? What did I say something? Did I fucking say something that
What triggered that?
should I be worried?
Doc,
Yeah.
What,
I'm like, I
what you
wouldn't
write
worry
down?
you
What
worried.
notes are you taking?
Yeah, because if this didn't tell me anything, I'm a bit of an overthinker at times. And like, I would definitely over-examine anything a psychiatrist told me that day. But it could help. I don't know.
I went to one for a brief amount of time when I was in college. Yeah.
All right.
See, look, Joe Rogan hiding his. I hid mine. I only went to 3 sessions. But basically the thing was, friends at the time wanted me to seek something a little further than nothing that I was getting at the time. So they're like, you need to get like a medication or something so you can like chill out. So I was looking for mostly something for like anxiety and depression, which when I went to the therapist, you can only, it was the clinic in town, you can only get a prescription if you've had 2 therapy sessions. So I went to 2 therapy sessions. Very nice lady.
Where'd you go?
It was literally like where Goodwill is. Like, it's the clinic right there.
Like next to it or something?
No, across from it. On the opposite side. Like, just straight across from it. Like, you walked out of
Attached to the
Goodwill.
laundromat.
If you walked all, it's the far building. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
And I don't know if it's still there, but I did did 2 sessions with the lady. They weren't bad. Got a lot of cool things off the chest. Felt good to talk about just some random shit. Got the medication. Sucked ass. They gave me 3 different types of meds. They gave me one for my anxiety, which didn't work at all. It just meant when I went to sleep, I slept for like 10 plus hours every single time. So I was well rested. So maybe it's supposed to make me well rested so I didn't have it. I don't fucking know. They gave me a mild medication, which I don't remember the name of, for manic depression, which I guess I'd spoke enough to sound like I have manic depression.
What's manic depression?
Manic depression to
Doesn't manic mean
look
like,
up the definition of manic depression.
Doesn't that mean?
Because I don't believe I was manic.
Like
I don't
it's
think I was
sporadic.
It's from. I want to say it's something you can't necessarily control really, really well. It's like almost.
Bipolar disorder was formerly called manic depression.
Okay, I was about to say you flip.
It's bipolar disorder.
You just don't.
Bipolar.
Okay, so I had bipolar disorder. Apparently, I don't think I was bipolar, but they gave me a week medication for manic depression, and then they gave me something to accommodate the anxiety med. And then later on, they gave me ulcer medication, which was the best thing they gave me.
For stress or some shit? Or?
Yeah, I just developed ulcers like when I was younger, and then they just kind of stuck and stayed around for however, and they pop up every so often. I don't really get them anymore, but yeah, that worked the best. The anxiety medication, literally the worst thing ever. I don't think the thing that was helping the anxiety medication did anything, and I didn't think I was manically depressed, so they just had me on pills.
What was all Alexa?
Let's read about the drugs we were once on.
I want to look. It's the only pill I've ever been prescribed. I just want to look up something because I would get random bouts of this euphoric feeling that was almost close to coming up on L, you know?
Yeah.
It was weird. Like, I'd be standing in line at the fucking gas station and, like, feel, like, really energetic. And I'd be like, whoa. I'd be like, I feel...
Dude, when you have stuff like that happen, do you ever think, like, maybe this medication isn't supposed to work, but because I've did acid, it's just remaking the acid.
Yeah. I was wondering if
messed
it's
up
like...
my chemical compound and I can't have
maybe
regular
it was,
meds.
Yeah, maybe it was boosting my serotonin levels to where, like... they would get so low from doing stuff like that whenever I was given an SSRI that it would boost it so much that I would have little bouts to what my brain recognized as somewhat of a fucking trip.
Do you think the same chemicals that are in acid are in some of these?
No, I just mean like
I don't know. That was more of just a carry off.
Oh, I don't know, man. I read a lot about SSRIs before they put me on them, and then I didn't like. I was only on it for like 8 months, 6 to 8 months.
I was about to say 5 months.
Yeah, it was at least 6.
Short amount of time.
Because I got it refilled every 3 months. I did it twice, and then I stopped taking it because I was afraid that I started reading more into it, and I was afraid it was just going to change my brain chemistry for the worse, and be hard to get back on track. And I'm like, I don't want to be crazy.
I don't want to be
crazier than I already feel.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm just not going to dump any. And then I go and keep doing acid and mushrooms. So I've fucked up my serotonin levels. Probably not for life, but I've definitely I'm like fried some receptors. Like I've been doing meth and heroin and stuff. But
Yeah, maybe like one receptor that may be sparking, just a little off. But I haven't gone and ruined anything in my brain yet. I think.
Neither of us are fried whatsoever. We smoke a lot of pot.
I can still have conversations and speak and all those things.
All right.
Hey, Gage, when did you get here?
Who? Yeah. Sorry. I'll be there later. Is Slugged considered a controlled substance? No, it is not.
We just both acted like total burnouts. That had me freaked out.
It's alright.
You hear voices. Yeah, I'll be right there. Wait, what? No one else is here. Yeah, I feel like it's almost PTSD like when somebody is like really burnt out, because like the people that have PTSD, when they get in those certain situations, like they're completely taken out of reality. They're put back in that. I wonder where a burnout goes. Like, are they back at home? Like, all the pizza rolls are burning. Hey, Mom, get that shit.
Yeah, whenever they do space out.
I
know what it is. I know exactly what it is. I remember when I first started smoking pot. You'd have bouts of like where you'd stare at something and then kind of space out for. You knew you were spaced out for about 3 or 4 seconds, but you click yourself out and be like, "Whoa, that was weird."
Yeah.
Burnouts are there for minutes and hours at a time. But they're so used to being there, they can kind of talk while they're there.
Yeah, they click in, but they're
click out.
No, I mean like they click in, but when they click in, they're still stuck. It's like
yeah. It's like they're only like halfway in. Like they're halfway between worlds. They're just
getting ripped. In between a fucking portal.
And not in like a DMT sense, just like a
some crazy
instead of all the way to
hole.
All the way to like a 4th and 5th dimension. It's just like I'm at dimension 3.025. Like I'm right sort of in
world
here,
17,
man, just close enough to be gone in here. You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah. Well,
speaking of drugs and stuff like that, switch chairs again. If you don't mind, I'm gonna pull up a story that I thought was rather funny. See if I can remember where the fuck it is.
A drug-related story?
Yeah, drug-related story. Odie sent me this.
Oh my god.
Where's this at?
I haven't heard it.
Okay.
Is this a newer one or is this an old one? It's new.
It's new.
That's where the guy...
Judge calls Toronto cop who ate cannabis chocolate on duty
I read about this.
Idiot.
He called them, would they take it and they sat in the car while they were waiting on a...
I haven't even read into it. I was just told about it. I wanted to be as fucking
read about
mystified.
this. He ate a chocolate weed bar or something.
Yeah. Says he is remorseful and ashamed of his actions on the evening of January 27th. The justice said he's a complete idiot for tampering with evidence. Crown attorney
Philip Perlmutter
who read out an agreed statement of facts in court, says Dominelli.
Dominelli. That's how he says it.
Dominelli. That's fucking Italian. Took three hazelnut chocolate bars infused with cannabis oil from the raid. Oh, man. Wasn't even weed, man. It's that strong.
Ate one chocolate bar and became intoxicated in about 20 minutes. Him and another officer, Jamie Young instead of Young Jamie, and Dominelli allegedly assisted in the execution of a search warrant at a community cannabis. They took it from an actual dispensary.
Yeah, they did. It was a raid. So that shit was, that shit was gas.
Damn, man.
Appeared in distress about 2 hours later. I can't say his name without jokingly saying it now. Dominelli made a call for assistance over police radio, claiming that he felt he was going to pass out after running on the avenue.
Why was he running?
He used the police code 1033, normally reserved to indicate an officer is in serious trouble. They're both taken to the hospital.
Man.
Young and Domindi also face 6 and 4 misconduct charges, respectively, under the Police Service Act.
I want to know.
He resigned back in November.
I wonder if he even smokes weed or had ever had anything like that to where he knew what he was doing. To where he thought, like, I've eaten one of these before. Or if it was just like, I'm going to try this, I'm going to eat the whole bar, and I'm going to blast off in my fucking police car.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of scenarios for that. It could be like, he could be a normal smoker. It was back in
January.
So it wasn't legal yet. It wasn't completely.
Oh right.
It wasn't completely just. They had dispensaries. It was just certain. It wasn't the entirety of Canada. There were certain places in Canada that had it legal.
What provinces is that what they're called?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're called.
I'm sorry that I'm not.
I didn't mean to answer that question like I didn't know it, but yeah.
Provinces.
Yeah. But I didn't know how the laws work because New York or Washington has a loophole where you can buy it but you can't sell it.
Right.
So there's a bunch of places there that were probably like the same way. But yeah, man, just a cop eating some pot brownies. I don't know. He's just an uneducated cop who just hasn't seen videos or heard about how edibles completely fuck people up, or heard Joe Rogan talk about how he can speak to dolphins, or any of the stories from Joey Diaz's podcast at all. Obviously not. What a fucking idiot. A complete idiot. We should just try to make a segment where we look up a story and we call them the complete idiot.
That'd be pretty easy, man.
We're doing that. From now on, it's a series now.
Alright.
You guys send us in shit. Odie will probably just give me all the stuff. But you guys can try.
For a second, I thought you were going to show me one of these police calls where the guy's like, am I dead? I think we're dying. If I'm already dead, I think we're dying.
I think we're dying. I announced the winter merch on Twitter. If you guys want to go look at that shit, I already got some likes and stuff. All the good things. Shout out Otrick. Got a tape coming soon. But, there's something I was going to ask you about edibles, and I forgot. Oh. Have you ever taken one and it's just completely got you? Just, somebody told you, they were like, this is pretty good stuff, man. And you were like, yeah, I've had edibles, and you took it, and you were just like, it's a real edible. This is a fucking journey.
I can't say that I've ever eaten a good edible. I can't say that I've ever. The only one that's ever done anything is when y'all got one that was kind of like a Reese's cup, and it didn't really get me high. It really did just make me go to sleep. It just made me tired. I've tried, like, I've had 100 people, like, in high school. I've paid $20 for one brownie one time because I told it was gonna fuck me up.
15.
It didn't fuck me up. It just tasted like a weedy ass brownie. It didn't do anything.
It was $15 per brownie, and a friend got them from Atlanta. His uncle had got them, and they came up, and they were $15 a brownie.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 3 for whatever reason, and I had them all, not at the same time, but I ate half of one, and they were really fucking good. And at the time, I wasn't accustomed completely. I've had edibles like once before, and they didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I had these, and I was like, taste is fantastic. You're still getting accustomed to the weed taste and food. Mm-hmm. So I had half of it, and then the same friend was coming to get me. We were going up to Chattanooga, and took the other half.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in the car, and
I was like, didn't need that other half.
Did not need the other half. For about 10 minutes,
mm-hmm.
I was too gone.
Too high.
Too high. Like I felt like my neck was a real elastic. Like I could spin my head all the way the fuck around.
Like, this is just weird right now.
I didn't have any. I think it was the whole thing of not feeling any like aches or anything. I was still a young dude, but like I played sports and everything, so I'd occasionally get like a bruise or some shit. But after that, I was just like,
you had a mild pain.
I dunk a
feel
fucking.
you're just, oh man,
dunk a fucking basketball.
I've never
right
not felt my elbows and knees. Now I don't feel nothing.
I don't feel anything at all. But that was a good time. A couple cases after that, not so good, and then got a batch from my own self.
Mm-hmm.
And those didn't get me. Those just made me fucking laugh. And
Really?
Laugh and laugh. Like belly hurting fucking laugh at just dumb shit. Not even funny things. Like, I mean, we were watching like some stand up or something like that, but even like the casual just shit, I was just hysterically laughing. And I didn't feel like I was spaced or anything, just all the shit was funny. Just wanted to be happy and laughing.
I'd like that again, to where you actually just can't. It's been a long time since I've just been too giggled to stop laughing.
Giggle, dude. That was about 2 years back, give or take.
I'd like some good brownies, man.
Dude, me too. Canada
if anybody's got some good brownies, holler at us and send them.
Yeah, send us your illegal
ones
brownies.
That you've tried and they are tried and true, and you like them, and you.
Dude, I'd like
You want to show us a different side.
Dude, I'd like some gummies. I would like
anything, man. Gummies, a brownie, a cookie, something like that, candy bar, I don't care.
Dude, shout out Old Crow Fost. He probably isn't even going to see this. But me and you both see his Instagram, and the dude gets so many delicious looking fucking things.
He'll get off work on Friday and put that shit on.
Free Weed Friday.
Free Weed Friday.
Holy shit, dude.
Like, damn.
He's got so much.
That dude could eat. That's enough, more than enough for all weekend, I'm sure.
And he gives away the stuff that has animal products because
he's vegan.
So, dude,
and I wish there was. I wish there was some vegan options.
Dude, yeah, we had that
conversation.
We had that conversation. That
I've never tried any vegan food as far as I know, unless our school food was like. I think the patties were like made from soybean or something. Some of them it's real turkey meat. Some of it's.
They just
bunch of mixed stuff.
They just gave
like
us some shit and told us to eat it.
Yeah.
But
pretty
I
good.
would because of where we live. Because there's fucking factories everywhere and stuff like that. I feel like here we don't we don't even fit like the demographic for people that want vegan food, so that's why it's not here. If
right. We don't live in a progressive enough place.
Or something like that, we would have vegan food.
I'm sure Chattanooga has plenty of options like
that. I'm absolutely positive they do. But like around here, it's gonna be quick food.
Oh, yeah.
For when you get off work, you're picking something up for your family and your wife doing fucking cook or some
There's
shit.
not a sit down restaurant in the town we live in that's not a family restaurant or fucking Mexican food. Which I love Mexican food.
Love Mexican
We don't have any. You can't walk in anywhere and get like a deli sandwich. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a couple places like they've added to the square where you can go, but it's not.
Oh yeah, they just got a sushi place on the square. That's weird.
And then my secret spot with the $3.25 hamburgers.
Now those are good. That's what I'm talking about. If it's not a place like that, I'm saying we don't have obviously in our entire county. I bet we don't. Well, we don't even have your basic fucking Logan's, and that's just a.
Yeah, we don't have Logan's at all.
You know what I mean? Anything that's not fast food or...
We don't have a Chili's. We don't have a fucking...
Yeah, and I don't even like any of that shit that much anymore. It's just... We don't even have that basic. We don't even have a Ruth's Chris. We're not that nice.
Smash some rolls from fucking Logan's, though. And throw some peanuts on your goddamn floor.
Yeah.
Fuck your floor.
They're cool with it. They don't even mind.
You could vape in there. I don't know if they've changed that rule.
Really?
That was like 2 years ago when I had the Sigali. I had fucking big... fucking puffers.
Big puffers in the Logan's.
Big fucking puffers. People would look at me so funny. It was great.
Like, what's he burning over there? Smells like mangoes.
Mango Juul pod. That's not
Mango Juul pod.
Mango Juul pod.
Would you like some pea, Juul?
I got the fruit medley right now. Oh, squeaky chair. But yeah, man, it was like my third glass of water, and I was done drinking water. I just wanted to bring me some shit. I took a hit, and I blew it through my straw, and it like popped all the bubbles, and like came out of my cup. And it was
That's cool.
People were looking
I
at
never
me
thought
like
that.
I was like stupid fucking 10-year-old kid with a stupid
I
thing.
doubt they looked at you and saw that beard and thought 10-year-old kid.
They didn't think 10-year-old kid because of that.
I remember
Because
when you
of
were
my
14, they were
actions,
thinking,
I was 10.
That makes sense.
I was blowing in my drink, getting it
But
everywhere.
that fucking 5th grader over there won't quit blowing his clouds of Juul stuff in my face.
He was fucking vaping. Juul wasn't around back then.
Yeah, you're right. I bet you had nicotine free, didn't you?
These are really too easy access.
To get.
No, just pick that shit up and it's so easy because it's just draw off of it.
Oh yeah,
put
yeah.
it down.
It's not
the
like
charger.
weird.
It charges in like 30 minutes and it's full go again.
Yeah.
It's super easy access. I'm gonna look up the fucking story on this though because the FDA has started to crack down on them. Yep, that's the first thing.
Heard that about vape juice like a year ago. The FDA was gonna start shutting them down because they're really not sure what it's doing to the public's health yet. Because it's not been around long enough, and they never really did any tests on them.
Yeah, they didn't do any tests on that shit. FDA plans to ban most flavored e-cig sales in stores. Speaking mostly of this Juul. Yeah. I'm totally okay with this. They're going to start doing required age verification measures for online sales, which I can still get them. That's not going to fuck with me at all. But it does stop all the kids from going into a store and just getting a Juul. Cause
well, it says right there, the FDA stopped short of including menthol flavors in the vaping sales ban. Partly I was concerned that some users would switch to traditional menthol tobacco cigarettes if they didn't have menthol flavor.
I threw the menthol away because I don't fuck with... In my last song, I literally said I don't fuck with that mint shit.
Yeah.
Only fruit in my Juul, I don't fuck with that mint shit. Because they have like a cucumber menthol, which might be nice, but no. I like my fruits. I like mango. The fruit medley almost tastes like just nicotine. After you just hit it for a long time, you gotta switch these out. You can't hit one flavor just the whole time or you'll get absolutely trashed. Tobacco companies have fought cutting flavors from e-cigs, saying they're not aimed at youth but adults who need them as a way to transition from tobacco cigarettes. But health advocates point to the packaging and use apparel of a variety. I can't speak.
Of flavors.
I started reading too slow and it fucked me up. If I read too slow, I can't read.
Including chicken and waffles, rocket popsicle, and unicorn milk. As well as fruity tastes like mango. I was telling you.
Whoa. Chicken and waffles is not a Juul flavor.
It says health advocates point
If
to the
they're just-
packaging and use the appeal of a variety of flavors.
Unless they're just talking about e-cigs in general.
They're just talking about probably just mods. They probably group it all together for a lot of people who don't.
Okay, I read this.
'Cause it's all the same stuff.
My dumb ass read this strictly as Juuls, but
Just
this literally
Juuls.
says most flavor.
Yeah, I was
I'm
thinking
a
of it
dumbass.
as just the juice, like I was talking about.
They started the whole thing because of the Juul. Because it was, I'm pretty sure they were already going after it. They were already trying to shut it down. But this thing is super fucking easy. You know how much these cost on college campuses?
$25.
$15.
Really?
$15 for a
sell
starter
so many
kit.
of them.
They sell the fuck out of them. Caleb said when he was down there, they just everywhere. They just had them. Not like here where it's like, ooh, there's a Juul there. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, you want this? I don't even know what the fuck it is. Here,
When we
give me,
finally found
give
yours,
me
it was
$40.
$45.
yeah. Fucking $45 to $15 on campuses. And it's $40 on, or like $49 online. I've had unicorn milk before. Never had chicken and waffles. I don't know how I'd feel about that. But they've been trying to kind of crack down on stuff. Because, you know, we had several Juul, I keep saying Juul. Several e-cig stores pop up to where they were making their own juice in-house. Remember the one in Rock Springs?
Yeah.
They were...
I knew people we bought from some people who made it at their house.
Dude, I mean, yeah,
And
you
it
could
was
make
good.
it. You could make it. Just you order glycerin and
they
then the
weren't
flavoring
bad.
and everything. You could make your own juice.
They made their own dabs too with the old school way.
Oh.
With the glass tube and shit.
No. No, sir.
First time I ever tried dabs was like that.
That sounds like a terrible first experience.
Oh yeah. First time I ever tried it was off knobs, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. What is this shit? And then I tried off a real rig, and I was like, that makes more sense.
The
pretty
knife
good.
hits, bro. Fuck. That reminds me of a video. Remember Custom Grow 420?
Yeah.
He talking about doing knife hits. He's like, yeah, I used to do knife hits, and I try to do them in the kitchen, and I try to run in my room as fast as I can, but most of the time I just pass out before I got to my bed, and I wake up on the floor.
Pass out before I get to my... Trying to hold it, run, and he keeps his door open so he can run and jump as soon as he gets through his doorway.
We're done. It's only been on for 5 minutes. It's only been on for 5 minutes.
How do you know?
Because
you looked at
it's
it.
an hour.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, go turn it back on real fast.
All right.
Brief intermission, guys. You can't see what the fuck we look like. Meant to look at it at an hour, but you know the conversation got good. Got real good. It's alright. I'll throw up a graphic. They understand.
Yeah, that's cool.
They fucking understand. What was I just talking about? What were we just fucking hysterically laughing about?
Oh, Custom Grow, man. Before he passes out, he runs to his doorway and jumps. Because he's afraid the monster's under his bed, too. But he runs and jumps into his bed, but then he passes out before he ever hits the bed. That's usually what happens. But this time he didn't make it.
Looking at the
He
fucking
didn't
video.
make
dude.
it quite as far.
I'm just happy we have internet now and just looking. I can fucking look up whatever. Dude, getter vines are fucking fantastic.
Man.
I fucking forgot, dude.
So, dude.
They were so good, man. Him and Nick Coletti.
Yeah.
We're watching after the fucking podcast. We're watching at least a little bit. Custom Grow 420 knife hits. Yep. 4 knife hits.
3 pass out
3
stories.
pass out stories.
Yeah. What up, YouTube?
Oh my God.
Matcha for Custom Grow 420. This 18 over channel design.
I'm gonna fucking skip. I love the intro, but we're gonna skip. Okay, he's got the double knives.
Dude, he reminds me of the guy where I'm talking about, the first place I ever tried it.
Look how the fuck
He reminds me of the dude's
He looks
house I
like-
went to.
He looks like he
or,
works at. He's doing bud. He looks like he works at a construction site, and he quickly got to his house and forgot to take off his hat.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I remember doing knife hits back in the day when you didn't have a proper. Rig.
Is they don't taste the best.
Dude,
That's
that or
the
smoke
downside
out
of
of
it.
fucking
When
plastic.
You bust them down with the knives. It's not the best way of tasting when you. But
Yeah,
like I
'cause it's
said,
too
you can
goddamn
absolutely
hot.
Get more baked off doing knife hits than any other way.
Yeah, because you get
It's also a
everything.
very good way to
Crazy
get
bastard.
stoned off little teeny pieces of weed. You can take little teeny pieces like this and bust out on knife hits.
I just want to
This
hear
is
one of
like
those
a regular
stories.
size knife hit. I got some fat ones loaded up here. And if you're gonna get down on knife hits, you never tried one before, try just a small little pinch like that. Heat the knives up, put them in your stove, the burner.
Yeah, stick them on your armpits.
Let's do it. Let's bust another one.
I want to hear a story, bro. Come on, man.
Oh man. Oh. Oh yeah, definitely feeling good.
I want to know how big of a fucking knife hit he did if he was passing out in most scenarios.
You eat the knives and you just touch it to the weed a little bit, and the heat makes all the crystals melt, and it sticks to the knife.
I didn't have a fucking torch back then, so I'd take a knife and like a meth head would
We
put
used
it
to
in the
just bust out
oven.
knife hits all along
In the
counter.
oven?
Not closing it, but putting it on the hot
Oh, yeah.
letting the hot
I did it on the top of the stove.
the top of the stove.
Like
Should've
I would
did that.
heat it up on the top.
I didn't have like the tops I had were
Flat.
yeah those flat non-iron.
Yeah.
I haven't heard one goddamn story. It's just getting ridiculous. So you tell all 3 stories at the same time?
Yeah. 3 stories within the last minute. It's like Dr. Pepper. Patton Oswalt has a bit about this heroin fucking addled comic named Dr. Pepper. He said he'd fall asleep, he'd start one story, fall asleep, wake up, start a second story, fall asleep, finish the first story, fall asleep, finish the second story. Like he's like it was just this fucking weird genius. He's like there's no fucking way he could do that the same every set.
Yeah, like I said, we used to
Tell
bust
the
up
goddamn
knife hits along the counter and we'd be in the kitchen busting them out. And I'd serve up. I remember one time my buddy Patrick, he's called Skinny Kid. We served him a fat knife hit. He fell over, started doing the funky chicken. He's laying there doing this stuff. My mom comes in, she's looking at him. She starts freaking out because he's having a seizure. Oh, the knife hits, man. They're pretty serious.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, they are.
let's get it.
Okay, then I'm pretty sure he's not gonna tell.
All that aluminium.
He's not gonna tell that story. He told 2 other stories in there somewhere. I skipped them fuckers though. Jesus.
Bro,
We probably call it right there.
I was going to say, let's go do some knife hits.
Let's go do a lot of knife hits.
Alright.
Alright. You guys go do some knife hits with us. Catch us on Twitch. We'll be doing knife hits live.
Y'all.
Also on Jacky's Instagram, knife hits.
Knife hits.
Knife hits for the rest of the month.
Well, send us inspiration for our next guest. Possibly.
Oh, it is gonna be Odie.
It's gonna be Odie?
It's definitely gonna be Odie. So if you guys heard this, I need you to go. You're not gonna fucking do it. I need you to go. Tweet Odie. Just tweet him. I don't even care what you say. Just tweet at him. Let him know he's a cool guy. I don't know.
Let at Memory Boy.
At Memory Boy.
Our Timonian homie. Let him know you want to see him on the show, and we'll see him next week.
We'll have him on and we'll talk about some crazy shit.
Yeah, the differences between Canada lifestyle and the American lifestyle.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about we're talking about his career in being a Mountie and his horse Patches.
Alright.
It'd be a good story. Guys, we have merch coming soon as fuck. Like I said, I ordered the shirts and everything, beanies, all that stuff. It's gonna be super affordable. $15 for beanies, $20 for shirts. They're gonna be cool as fuck. You'll know more stuff later. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you.